Hello everyone, it's Relaxing Whisper, and today I'm going to be starting a new area in World of Warcraft. I'm going to be starting Azure Mist Isle, and we are over here. We'll probably get through this zone today into Azure Watch. Let's get started. So, replenishing the healing crystals. We are the Draenei. Our ship crashed, and since we have many wounded, our immediate concern is the depleted state of our healing crystals. We must replenish them quickly. Unfortunately, the only way to do this at this point is to extract the blood from the local veil moths. Their blood will make for a suitable substitute. The moths can be found in many places around the Vale, but mostly in the northwest. So quest objectives: acquire 8 vials of moth blood from the nearby Vale moths and bring them to Proenitus at the crash site in Ammon Vale. And since I'm at it, I am going to pick up this one as well. Volatile mutations. The irritated power cores from the Exodar have been wreaking havoc on the environment here. The most obvious effect has been the appearance of the strange creatures that seem to have sprung up near them. There may be something we can do to help them, but now their sheer numbers are becoming too much for us to handle. I'd like you to go out and cull their numbers somewhat, and perhaps I'll have another idea after giving it some thought. So quest objectives are to kill 8 volatile mutations, then return to Botanix Terrix at the crash site in Ammon Vale. And I'm just going to pull quite a few of these, since they are lower levels. And I believe if you are a Draenei, you also get a quest to heal these wounded soldiers. Unfortunately, since I am not, at least on this character, I cannot do that quest. I am quickly running out of mana, but it's okay. I'm getting through these quests pretty quickly. Few more mutations. Just gonna melee them while some of my mana regenerates. It's also getting my staff skill a little bit higher. Not that that should really matter, but since I have OCD, I do appreciate getting that skill a little bit higher. So we'll turn in the first quest over here and see what he has to say. Replenishing the healing crystals. Have you harvested the necessary moth blood for the healing crystals yet? With survivors scattered all over the Vale, time is of the essence. Regrettable that those creatures had to die so that we might live. Indiscriminate killing is not the Draenei way. However, the blood you gathered will replenish our healing crystals, so their deaths will not be in vain. Urgent delivery. Now that you've gathered all that we need to replenish our healing crystals, I need you to deliver the vials to Zaldun, our priest. You'll find him tending to our wounded inside the central chamber of the ship, which should be right in here. It's a shame there's not a druid trainer somewhere here. Hello, druid. What have you there? Is it for me? Good work. This will do nicely to replenish our depleted healing crystals. But now that you're here, I think I have another use for you, if you're willing. I think that the follow-up is only if you are a Draenei, because he did not give me a follow-up quest. I'm gonna pick these up since I'm over here anyways. Spare parts. We managed to recover a damaged holographic emitter from the crash. If we repair it, we'll have a chance to find other survivors outside of Amon Vale. There were devices from the ship that could be salvaged for spare parts in the area, but the local owlkin carried them off before we could get to them. Lunacy, you must go south to Nestlewood Thicket and Hills to find the spare parts. So she wants me to collect 4 emitter spare parts and then return to Technician Zana at the crash site. And inoculation. Zana needs our help to salvage parts from the Exodar. Terex prepared an inoculum that can be given to the Nestlewood owlkin that live in the area of a lot of the salvage. Just get close to the unaffected ones and use the crystal on them. Unfortunately, you'll have to kill the others. You'll find the owlkin at Nestlewood Thicket and Nestlewood Hills to the southeast. So use the inoculating crystal on 6 Nestlewood owlkin, then return to Vindicator Aldar at the crash site in Amon Vale. I am gonna vendor the random stuff in my inventory, since I know I'll be picking up quite a bit of it. Oh, and I actually see another follow-up quest. I wonder if the priest meant to go back to him instead. Volatile mutations. You're finished? That's good news. Hopefully we can find a way to avoid the killing of these mutated beasts in the future. I believe I have formed a plan that might give us an alternative solution to this problem, but I will need your help. What must be done? The nearby lake has been contaminated by one of the ship's power crystals. Many of the plants and animals of Amanvale have been mutated because of this. I have a theory on how to heal the lake, but I must have samples from the mutated lashers for analysis. They can be found to the west in the Ammon fields. Will you help me, Druid? Gather 10 lasher samples and return them to botanist T-Rex at the crash site in Ammonvale. It wasn't the other guy, it was you. The little shack is kind of hiding her quest icon. Botanical legwork. The Ammon fields to the west are the primary breeding ground of the local lasher population. With the corruption of the water table from the nearby lake, botanist T-Rex is worried that the lashers will not be able to repopulate themselves once we've cleansed the lake. Go to the Ammon fields and pick some of the corrupted flowers for me so that I might take a look at them and see what can be done. You should be able to identify them by their uncharacteristic red petals. So gather 3 corrupted flowers and return them to Apprentice Vashil at the crash site in Ammonvale. So those are the lashers. Oh, looks like somebody else is doing these quests as well. It's cute how they start really small like that. For a second, I thought I was seeing herbs like from herbalism, but it's just tracking them. The quest items. Draine Hunter. I'm surprised it's not a shaman. Got all the flowers I need. Just a couple more lasher samples. That should be all of it. Yeah, my inventory is filling up very quickly. So I'm gonna turn these in, vendor what I have, and then maybe do that Owlkin quest off to the south. What must be done? I'll need all of the samples in good condition if we're to have a chance of cleansing the lake. We don't have much time, Druid. These will do. Thank you, Druid. While you were out, I managed to gather some equipment together to make an analysis of the samples. This should only take a moment. Healing the lake. Thank goodness. I think it'll work. I have an agent for you to spread at Silverline Lake to the south. It will neutralize the effects of the irradiated ship's power crystal that fell there. Swim out and scatter the neutralizing agent near it. Don't worry, you won't be exposed long enough to become irradiated. So dispense the neutralizing agent at the irradiated power crystal, then return to Botanist T-Rex at the crash site in Amon Vale. And botanical legwork. Hello, Druid. Do you have those flowers yet? These look like fine specimens. Thank you for performing the field work. Once I find the time to analyze these, I should be able to tell what it will take to restore the fields. So I guess we'll leave her to that. And I'm gonna vendor the stuff that just dropped off of those quest mobs. Assuming none of them are going to be upgrades. Oh, a Lasher root. I apologize for the background noise. It's Friday late afternoon when I'm recording this. So there is a lot of traffic out and about right now. I'm hoping the mic doesn't pick up too much of it though. So this is the crystal in the lake. Easy peasy. And then we're going to go over here by these owlkin. And look for ones that I can use the crystal on. I think it'll tell me when I mouse over it. If I remember correctly, they usually are the ones that are stationary by the tree, like the hollowed out tree areas, like that. Here we go. So it's just a Nestlewood owlkin and not the mutated. And they can become hostile if the quest is still the same. Some of them react negatively. have all my spare parts? Whoa, that one's a weird one. Oh, it's just from the side. I was like, whoa, that one's different. I wonder, I may have to kill a few of them just so more of the quest mobs spawn. I think it's also because the hunter is over here questing as well. I'm not seeing a whole lot of the quest mobs. Mutated. So let me go up here and maybe check if any more spawned. Because I need a whole lot more. It's looking like not yet. Mutated. I'll kill these ones, so maybe more quest ones will spawn. I'm really surprised that they don't have it coded so that some of them are like fixed to spawn the quest mobs. Because otherwise I feel like this is what happens. Here's one. I think I see, yep, I see one over there. Oh no, I'm in competition with that hunter again. I think she pretty much cleared out everything over here though. If it was me and I was a lower level, And these wielded experience for me, you best believe I would be killing the non-quest mobs for that extra experience. Let's check back up here. Interesting that there's a footprint hanging there. Just need a couple more. Which I see. Maybe they don't attack anymore after being cleansed. Or I say anymore, but back in Wrath of the Lich King, maybe they didn't. Of course, now I'm seeing a bunch of them. That's okay. I'm just gonna take the cave through instead of going up and around. At some point, if I do hit level 16, I don't think it'll happen in this video, but I'm probably gonna go and get my travel form just because the running by foot can take a little while. Especially on Blood Mist style, I know that there's gonna be quite a bit of running. I don't know if I'll be high enough level to get my travel form by then, though. So, inoculation. The more we can do to clear up Nestlewood, the faster Zana can get back to work. With many of the Owlkin now inoculated, we can focus on getting out of here and not have to worry about wiping out the Owlkin population in the area. Here, choose from these. You've done good work and you deserve to be rewarded. As I don't use strength as a balanced druid, I'm going to go for the defense. The missing scout. We now have several separate confirmations of unusual activity up on the Shadow Ridge. This is disturbing. We thought that the scouting missions already undertaken had been thorough. One of my scouts hasn't reported back yet. Druid, I need you to head southwest to the other side of Silverline Lake and find Tolan and see what has delayed him. Spare parts. When we have those spare parts, I know that will get this emitter repaired. With any luck will be with any luck there will be someone else out there left to talk to. Let me take a look at those. Yes, I think that these will do nicely. Good job, Lunacy. The emitter is rather complex, so it may take some time to finish the repairs. I'll let you know when it's ready. In the meantime, you might see if Vindicator Aldar has anything he could use you for. And naturally, I'm gonna vendor most of the stuff in my inventory. And then go around here and talk to botanist Valrix, I think her name was. Here it's healing the lake. From what you described, the neutralizing agent worked. I just wish that I knew how long it will last. We really need to remove that power crystal from the lake entirely. Thank you, Lunacy. I will tell Tadon to try the neutralizing agent on one of the captured beasts at once. So now I'm going to head down over here and probably fight some blood elves. I keep meaning to open that mail that one of the, I think it was the druid trainer NPC seems to have sent me. I don't think it's got anything with it. I think it's just like a letter, like a storyline type thing. So here's the missing scout. Help, blood elves. They ambushed me and don't have long. You must eliminate the blood elf threat. Find out what they're up to. They're on the ridge behind me. So kill 10 blood elf scouts, then return to Tolan in the Shadow Ridge of Aman Vale. Actually gonna go up here. Because this one should drop an item that starts a quest. Yeah. Blood elf plans. These plans seem important. You should take them to Vindicator Aldar at the crash site. Happy that these respawn relatively quickly. They do drop a lot of vendor junk, it seems, over in this area. Maybe I'll have money. The Blood Elves. These Blood Elves mean to kill us all. How are we to divert them from this course? Blood Elf spy. I have a plan. We must kill their leader. Without their master, perhaps they will retreat to regroup. We just need to buy time until the repairs are completed. Then Vindicator Aldar must know this. Kill the surveyor, then return and tell him what we've found. So he actually wants me to go and kill the one that I killed just a few minutes ago for the quest starting item, the Blood Elf plans, which is kind of funny. So I will just head right back up here and assassinate her for a second time. And he sent me back to Vindicator Aldar anyways. So I get to turn both of those quests into the same person. I'm gonna say I'm just about done with this little area. And then I can head over to Azure Watch. I'm interested in what this Blood Elf Bandit quest is. That is all over my map. I'm hoping I'm able to find it. So, Blood Elf Spy, I thank you for dealing with the Blood Elf Surveyor. Surely she was the leader. Rest assured, we will deal with whatever remnant of them is still nearby. Please take one of these weapons as a sign of my gratitude. I think I'm going to take the two-handed sword because it'll probably vendor for the most. What have you got there? Here, let me read those plans. The Blood Elves have followed us here? They are evil to the core and should be wiped from existence. The Vindicator takes a moment to regain his composure. I apologize. That was uncalled for. We are in debt to you for uncovering this information, Lunacy. The emitter. Lunacy, while you were out investigating the Shadow Ridge, Zana has been going on about the holographic emitter. You might want to speak with her. I got it. I got it. I think I managed to fix the emitter. Here, I'll just activate this last crystal, and that should do it. Take a look at the emitter, Lunacy. It looks like it's beginning to work. Someone is appearing. Travel to Azur Watch. By all that is good. Oh, image of technician Divune. By the 7 Atimal crystals. Others have survived the crash? Zana, is that you? It is so good to see you again. And who do we have here? No doubt the ain't this communication possible. I have your greetings from Azur Watch. Judging by your signal, we put you southeast of the large part of the island we crashed onto. Cross the Crystal Brook River to Sorry, there's a lot of step. This is great news. Your efforts have indeed saved us, Lunacy. Are you sure? Because it seems like the signal is a little spotty. So, she wants me to travel to Azur Watch. By all that is good, Lunacy, you must go at once to this Azur Watch and speak with Divune. There is a path that leads west off this tiny isle. Follow it and cross the Crystal Brook River to arrive on the larger part of the isle. Continue to follow the path and you should find Azur Watch. See if you can convince them to send us some aid and supplies. The rest of us will follow when we can. Thank you. We wouldn't have made it without you. All right. So, I am headed out of this area. That area always seems to go very fast for me. But it might be less running around than Teldrassil. At least in my opinion. I really shouldn't say Teldrassil. Shadowglen is more what I'm comparing it to. Because Teldrassil would be like the equivalent of this whole area. Whereas Shadowglen is just that little bit. But I feel like there's more quests in Shadowglen compared to Vale. We have a quest here. Word from Azur Watch. Druid, a couple of mutated beasts jumped me and my leg is injured. I was sent on a scouting mission from Azur Watch after we received word from Zana. Please, could you go speak with caregiver Callan in my stead? She needs to know how many people to expect in Azur Watch. Just cross the Crystal Brook River here and continue following the road until you get to Azur Watch. Be sure to ask her for a place for yourself to stay in. I think he means the innkeeper. There is a quest here as well. Red snapper, very tasty. I found that these waters are bustling with red snapper, a very tasty fish. With a fishing net, I can catch enough to feed dozens of draenei. Unfortunately, I was recently attacked by a creature known as a murloc while netting in the river and have suffered some injuries that prevent me from doing my job. I need help. Use this fishing net near schools of red snapper found in the Crystal Brook River to the east to catch fish. What do you say? Remember to return the net when you're finished. So, since I have to head up here anyways, I am going to check out what quest was marked on my map. Over here. Oh, it's another of the Blood Elf Bandit ones. It's weird that the quest text is not popping up. Curious if it is actually over there, because I think I had an issue finding that quest on a previous classic character. I say classic, but it's Wrath Classic. I know this is for a different quest, but I don't see a Blood Elf Bandit anywhere. Maybe they randomly spawn in one of the places marked on the map? I might have to investigate that. Go on land so I go a little bit faster than swimming. Not much, but And we're gonna give her those fish and her net back, but first I want to vendor all that other stuff before I forget to. Watch out for murlocs, strange and extremely annoying little creatures. She's not wrong. I hope the murlocs didn't cause too much trouble, Lunacy. I owe you a great debt of gratitude for all that you've done. Perhaps I could teach you how to fish? I'll even supply the fishing pole and a bobble. Find Actaeon. You did a wonderful job, Lunacy. Our people will be thankful for this bounty. With that said, will you mind taking this haul of red snapper to Actaeon at Azerwatch? He shouldn't be hard to find as he is awaiting this catch. You got it. So just I was researching about that Blood Elf Bandit, and basically he spawns in a random spot, and once he's killed by someone, then he'll spawn in a different spot. So I don't know if I will necessarily farm him, at least not in this video because it is approaching an hour long already. But I'll probably look around for him a little bit. Find Actaeon. What do you think of my armor? Crafted it myself. It's a little different than what we'd traditionally wear, but extremely comfortable. Poor Dictina. That Murloc gave her quite a scare. Actaeon sighs. Hopefully she will recover from the injury soon. So I presume you're looking for work. Well, there's plenty of that to be found at Azerwatch. As I can see, there's lots of quests. The Great Moongraze Hunt. You're starting to make a name for yourself, Lunacy. How about trying your hand at hunting? Back on Draenor, our greatest hunters would hunt a beast that resembled the moon-grazing stag of this region, known as a talbuck. If you think yourself Draenei enough, go out into the wilds and kill enough stags to fill your pack with meat. You will find them grazing south of Azerwatch. Watch out for their horns. Learning the language. I think I've cracked it, Lunacy. Erin points to the totem. All that we need to know about the still pine furball language is imprinted on their totems. With just a rudimentary understanding of how their symbols work, we can study the totems and learn to communicate with the furbolgs. I've written down the basics of the symbol matrix on this parchment. Study it and then examine the totem. It should lead you to the next language totem. Speak to Urgu when you return an educated night elf. I am gonna wait because I know that that one takes me on quite an adventure. I'm gonna pick up the rest of the stuff in town here. The missing fisherman. In the fevered dreams of our injured guest, she spoke of a fisherman, Cowlin, who was in some distress at Silver Mist Isle to the southwest, off the coast of Azurmist. With all that has been happening, no one has had the opportunity to look into it, but I do feel a bit of worry. Perhaps there's something you can do, Lunacy? Find Cowlin at the southeast docks of Silvermist Isle off the coast of Azurmist. Travel to Azurwatch? Ah, good to see you again. I'm glad that we were both able to get our emitters fixed, or we might never have found one another. And don't worry, we'll see to it that Ammonvale gets help and supplies. Speaking of assistance, now that you're here, go around and introduce yourself to the others. I know that there's plenty to do. Oh, I'm getting to it. Word from Azurwatch. Oh, you must be one of the survivors we've been hearing about. I'm glad that you came. Don't worry, we will send someone to see to Ayun's injured leg. I'm most interested in hearing all about your harrowing story of survival. You're a brave one to have made it all the way here. I think I will make this in my home. Since I will be here a little while. It looks like one more quest over here. Coming of age. You have survived the wilds of our new home and shown yourself a cut above the others. I believe that you have come of age to assist those battling on the front lines of Bloodmist. The Hand of Argus could use a night elf like you. Report to Toralius, the pack handler. You will find him outside the Exodar, tending to the Elec. Give him these orders so that he may direct you toward your new duties on Bloodmist. So I'm not quite ready to go to Bloodmist style, but I think I'll do this totem. I do actually have to read the book. Learning the language. The totem has various primal markings. You see owls, bears, wolves, and stags carved into the surface. You note a strange collection of symbols that makes your mouth form the word Acadia, or Akida, Akida. Totem of Ku. You begin to read the totem, barely able to pronounce the awkward words and phrases. Slowly, words start to form in your head. You think that the totem is telling you to go up to the nearby hill to the northeast. So it does actually spawn a guy that leads me over to it. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the map, because I do want to keep an eye out for that Blood Elf Bandit. I try and leave no quest left behind. So I am hoping to find him. don't think he's at this location though. Ah, he is. Perfect. Bandits. This appears to be a bounty ledger. You cannot understand the Blood Elf language, but you note that there is a picture depicting a dead Draenei, a smiling blood elf standing over the corpse, and a symbol of what you think is some sort of blood elf currency. They've put a hit out on Draenei. You must inform the Exarch. So, as I'm at an hour long on the video, I'm going to leave a little bit of a cliffhanger here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely plan to put out another video soon, picking up right where I left off. I hope you guys have a good night and sweet dreams. Bye!